friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Trina, and in today's video I am going to be picking out with you guys my TBR for January 2025. Now this video is going to be another game. I guess I have already done this before, wherein if I see, as you can see here in front of you, I did pick out 20 books for quarter one for my TBR for quarter one of 2025. I will put the link of the video down in the description if you haven't seen it, but this is already a spoiler for you guys if you have not seen that video. But today we are going to pick out some books from this list for our January TBR, and I see 20 books, 20 numbers. What is more appropriate than rolling a d20? I've always been doing a d20 roll every now and then if I have no more ideas and I see like 20 numbers, so it's just perfect. So just a little quick reminder for those who have watched the Q1 TBR pick, and I just want to do this as a reminder for myself as well, that I have a goal for Q1 of 2025 to read 15 out of the 20 books, and I want to start strong as I can, and we are going to pick out 8 books for this month. 8 books from 20, and I'm going to roll a die and see which books we're going to include in the January TBR, and we're going to talk about them, since I believe I did not talk much about each of the books when I picked those out for quarter one, in fear of having the video to be too long. So we're going to do our first pick. I'm going to color in the number of the book if we have picked it out. My picks, if I'm completely honest, for January, if I really have the control of the dice, I would like to read The Near Witch by V. Schwab. I would like Nettle and Bone by T. Fisher. I would also like Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson. And I guess those are the 3 so far that I am in like the super mood to read. So we're going to also Night of the Mannequins, actually, by Stephen Graham Jones. So we're going to do this. 18, Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. And so I will read the synopsis. It's the opening night of the manor, and no expense, small or large, has been spared. The infinity pool, sparkles, crystal pouches for guest healing have been placed in the seaside cottage and woodland hutches. The manor mule cocktail, grapefruit, ginger vodka, and a dash of CBD oil, is being poured with a heavy hand. Everyone is wearing linen, but under the burning midsummer sun, darkness stirs. Old friends and enemies circulate among the guests. Just outside the manor's immaculately kept grounds, an ancient forest bristles with secrets. And the Sunday morning of opening weekend, the local police are called. Something's not right with the guests. There's been a fire, a body's been discovered. The founder, the husband, the mystery guest, the kitchen help. It all began with a secret 15 years ago. Now the past has crashed the party, and it'll end in murder at the midnight feast. I believe this is part of the Goodreads Choice Awards nominees, and I have been interested in reading this book for quite some time. However, I just did not have like the time to pick it up. It's more like out of sight, out of mind situation, but now it's right in front of me. I am likely to pick it up, actually. 354 pages. We'll see how it goes. So that's the first pick for January. I should have picked like a complementing color rather than just picking out a random blue colored pencil, but that's fine. Number 1, A House with Good Bones by T. Fisher. Now, this is not necessarily the T. Fisher that I initially wanted to read. However, I do, I'm reading here that it is like Southern Gothic, so that piqued my interest. So the synopsis here reads, Mom seems off. Her brother's words echo in Sam Montgomery's ear as she turns onto the quiet North Carolina street where their mother lives alone. She brushes the thought away as she climbs the front steps. Sam's excited for this rare extended visit and looking forward to nights with just the 2 of them, drinking boxed wine, watching murder mystery shows, and guessing who the killer is long before the characters figure it out. But stepping inside, she quickly realizes home isn't what it used to be. Gone is the warm, cluttered charm her mom is known for. Now the walls are painted a sterile white. Her mom jumps at the smallest noises and looks over her shoulder even when she's the only person in the room. And when Sam steps out back to clear her head, she finds a jar of teeth hidden beneath the magazine-worthy rose bushes, and vultures are circling the garden from above. To find out what's got her mom so frightened in her own home, Sam will go digging for the truth, but some secrets are better left buried. So 247 pages, pretty short. There's a lot of short books when it comes to T. Fisher, and I really actually picked out like from the piles of paper, like pieces of paper that I picked out my quarter one TBR from, I did do with intention of picking out shorter books, just so I am able to like rack up like finished read books early in the year to give me the motivation and the boost for January. Like, it's kind of hard to start off the year with like a book of like 4 or like 5 or 700 pages, like a high fantasy book. It's always nice to like have like the start of the year strong by finishing so many short books. I guess that's the way I find that I am motivated to do. So we're going to just do that. Number 3, oops, is it on camera? Yeah, it is. Number 16, Society of Lies by Lauren Ling Brown. This is one, I guess, of the books that I really like because of the cover. It's super interesting. It's super spooky in a way of using purples and blues when it comes to these sorts of books. And I like how the yellow pops out of the cover actually. So, how far would you go to belong? Maya has returned to Princeton for her college reunion. It's been a decade since she graduated, and she's looking forward to seeing old faces and reminiscing about her time there. This visit is special because Maya will also be attending the graduation of her little sister, Naomi. But what should have been a dream weekend becomes Maya's worst nightmare when she receives the news that Naomi is dead. The police are calling it an accident, but Maya suspects that there is more to the story than they are letting on. Of course there is. As Maya pieces together what happened in the months leading up to her sister's death, she begins to realize how much Naomi hid from her. Despite Maya's warning, Naomi has joined Sterling Club, the most exclusive social club on campus, the same one Maya belongs to. And if she had to guess, Naomi was likely tapped for the secret society within it. The more Maya uncovers, the more terrified she becomes that Naomi's decision to follow in her footsteps might have been what got her killed. Because Maya's time at Princeton wasn't as wonderful as she'd always made it seem. After all, her sister wasn't the first young woman to turn up dead. Now, every clue is leading Maya back to the past and to the secret she kept all these years. So, in a way, it's secrets upon secrets of, like, I think it's sort of cultish in a way. And I'm also quite interested in, like, stories wherein it's, like, kind of cultish, of like fraternities and sororities and clubs and inner workings of like young people, and a lot of people are involved, and just because of this one secret a lot has happened. And yeah, I am hoping that this is a good one. 384 pages. I'm mentioning the pages because I want to come back to this video and see if the page count matters, or like I just want to see how many pages I have to go through with each book. That's like some information that I actually am interested in. So don't mind me if I'm mentioning like how many pages there are. 14. So we have 14, 16, and 18. Oh gosh, Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Now I have quite a 50-50 when it comes to Riley Sager books, but this is the latest one, and I'm kind of actually, did you actually see that it was 14? Because it was off camera. But anyway, I did roll a 14. So the Midnight Feast, no, The Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. So I think this came out at around the same time as The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. So it's good actually that I am reading both of these in the same month, hopefully. So here we are with the synopsis. A man must contend with the long-ago disappearance of his childhood best friend and the dark secrets lurking just beyond the safe confines of his picture-perfect neighborhood. The worst thing to ever happen on Hemlock Circle occurred in Ethan Marsh's backyard. One July night, 10-year-old Ethan and his best friend and neighbor Billy fell asleep in a tent set up on a manicured lawn in a quiet, quaint New Jersey cul-de-sac. In the morning, Ethan woke up alone. During the night, someone had sliced the tent open with a knife and taken Billy. He was never seen again. 30 years later, Ethan had reluctantly returned to his childhood home. Plagued by bad dreams and insomnia, he begins to notice strange things happen in the middle of the night. Someone seems to be roaming the cul-de-sac at odd hours, and signs of Billy's presence keep appearing in Ethan's backyard. Is someone playing a cruel prank? Or has Billy, long thought to be dead, somehow returned to Hemlock Circle? The mysterious occurrences prompt Ethan to investigate what really happened that night, a quest that reunites him with former friends and neighbors and leads him into the woods that surround Hemlock Circle. Woods where Billy claimed monsters roamed and where a mysterious institute does clandestine research on a crumbling estate. The closer Ethan gets to the truth, the more he realizes that no place, be it quiet forest or suburban street, is completely safe, and that the past has a way of haunting the present. 367 pages. So this feels like something I've already read when it comes to the storyline, wherein there is this kid whose best friend is missing, and then he later returns a few years later to face the trauma, and then there is a mysterious research institute near the place, and like that they probably kidnapped the best friend, something like that, or the best friend might end up working with that weird research institute. And it's like, this feels almost cliche, but I'm also quite interested in how Riley Sager presents the story, because this is more of like, I am interested because the main character is now male instead of female, and I have only read 2 Riley Sager books, and both are female leads, and I did not enjoy it as much if it's like a female lead. I am not sure why, but yeah, quite interesting. It's up my alley, but I'm still 50-50, so we'll see how it goes. Number 5, 9. So it's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I always find this book interesting, actually, because I have seen so many people like this book, and I really want to try it for myself. So here goes the synopsis. Patricia Campbell had always planned for a big life, but after giving up her career as a nurse to marry an ambitious doctor and become a mother, Patricia's life has never felt smaller. The days are long, her kids are ungrateful, her husband is distant, and her to-do list is never really done. The one thing she has to look forward to is her book club, a group of Charleston mothers, united only by their love for true crime and suspenseful fiction. In these meetings, they are more likely to discuss the FBI's recent siege of Waco, as much as the ups and downs of marriage and motherhood. But when an artistic and sensitive stranger moves into the neighborhood, the book club's meeting turned into speculations about the newcomer. Patricia is initially attracted to him, but when some local children go missing, she starts to suspect the newcomer is involved. She begins her own investigation, assuming that he's a Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy. What she uncovers is far more terrifying, and soon she and her book club are the only people standing between the monster they've invited into their homes and their unsuspecting community. 410 pages. Now, this slightly reminds me of Shiki, the anime, wherein there is this new couple or family that move into this small town, and they were actually vampires that are slowly turning others into vampires, and they're like taking over this small town, and it kind of reminds me of that now that I'm thinking of it. So kind of interesting. The ratings are very divided though, as I am looking at it, but we'll see. A lot of 4-star ratings, so 3.8 total, I mean average rating. Now we're going to move on to the next one. We have Free More. I'm like looking at it. Free More, and it's another 18, so we're going to roll again. 7 is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. So The Spell Shop, as I think, let me interject for a bit. Like, as you can see, like all of the stuff that I pick out, this is like super perfect for supposedly a October TBR, if I'm completely honest, but October and January, I guess. The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, I have seen a bunch of people add these to their TBR. It's like cottagecore, cozy fantasy, or cozy book, I guess. Let me read the synopsis because I actually have no idea what this is about. Kiela has always had trouble dealing with people. Yeah. Thankfully, as a librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she and her assistant Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, have spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most precious spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city's elite. When a revolution begins and the library goes up in flames, she and Cass flee with all of the spellbooks they can carry and head to a remote island Kiela never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. Taking refuge there, Kiela discovers, much to her dismay, and a nosy and very handsome neighbor who can't take a hint and keeps showing up day after day to make sure she's fed and to help fix up her new home. In need of income, Kiela identifies something that even the bakery in town doesn't have: jam. With the help of an old recipe book her parents left her and a bit of legal magic, her cottage garden is soon covered in ripe berries. But magic can do more than make life a little sweeter, so Kayla risks the consequences of using unsanctioned spells and opens the island's first ever and much-needed secret spell shop. Like a Hallmark rom-com full of mythical creatures and fueled by cinnamon rolls and magic, the spell shop will heal your heart and feed your soul. Oh, now that's cozy. That's very cute, actually. 384 pages. Now, this could be a palate cleanser of a book, and I'm really excited to read it. And yeah, it's a good pick. I can see now why people are adding it. Like, if you need something that is super cozy, cute, and also like something to change up the pace, I guess. I guess it's a perfect change of pace when all of these are like murder mysteries in my list. So 2, 4, 6, 2 more. Number 1, I have already rolled that. Can I get number 2? I really want to read The Night of the Mannequins. Number 8, Ring Shout by, I don't know how to pronounce this name. In America, demons wear white hoods. In 1915, the birth of a nation cast a spell across America, swelling the clan's ranks and drinking deep from the darkest thoughts of white folk. All across the nation they ride, spreading fear and violence among the vulnerable. They plan to bring hell to earth. But even Ku Pluxus can die. Standing in their way is Maurice Bordeaux. Bordeaux, let's just do that. And her fellow resistance fighters, a foul-mounted sharpshooter and a Harlem Hellfighter. Armed with blade, bullet, and bomb, they hunt their hunters and send the clan's demons straight to hell. But something awful brewing in Macon, and the war on hell is about to heat up. Can Maurice stop the clan before it ends the world? 185 pages. This is a short book, and I think this was supposed to be one of those books that I had this video idea that I scrapped because it was super hard to find books with the same category or requirements, but this was published on my birthday in 2020, so I wanted to actually read books from like either my birthday or my birth month. This was one of them, and I actually thought this was supposed to be a cultish thing, but then it's war of good and evil, I guess. But we'll see. It's quite interesting. It's short, and we can deal with it. Last roll, because I really need to go. Last roll, 18. I rolled 18 3 times. 8. I have just rolled that, so it's always 18 and 8. Can I get like a 2 or maybe 13? 7. I've already had that. 11. 11 We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. From the same author of Thursday Murder Club. I actually found this through Goodreads Choice Awards as well, and I just want to add it. I don't know if this is like related to Thursday Murder Club or not, but oh yeah, no. A brand new series, an iconic new detective duo, and a puzzling new murder to solve. So we are all, we are 6 of 8 on murder mystery here. So let me read the synopsis. Steve Wheeler is enjoying retired life. He does the odd bit of investigation work, but he prefers his familiar habits and routines. The pub quiz, his favorite bench, his cat waiting for him when he comes home. His days of adventure are over. Adrenaline is daughter-in-law Amy's business now. Amy Wheeler thinks adrenaline is good for the soul. As a private security officer, she doesn't stay still long enough for habits or routines. She's currently on a remote island keeping world-famous author Rosie D'Antonio alive, which was meant to be an easy job. Then a dead body, a bag of money, and a killer with their sights on Amy have her sending an SOS to the only person she trusts. A breakneck race around the world begins, but can Amy and Steve stay one step ahead of a lethal enemy? 400 pages. Quite interesting, actually. Now that I am reading this is like Taken in a way, but more intense. And I think this is a daughter-in-law, father-in-law crime-solving duo, and that's quite interesting. And this is also the first of the series, and we're going to have more of it. It's rated highly, actually, 4.19 average ratings with 46,000 ratings. That's actually quite good. So those are the 8 books that we are going to read, hopefully, on January 2025. I still am quite itching to read Night of the Mannequin and The Near Witch. We'll put that in there once I finish all of the 8, or if I like lose interest in one of them and like replace it. But for the sake of this video and for the sake of me moving forward with the goal, I am going to deal with these 8 first in the coming year. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed me rolling all of my books for January 2025. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in my next video. So until then, guys, take care and